I just saw a video that Trump has brought in the white immigrants who are being poorly mistreated in their country, so he wants to save them. You Latinos for Trump, come to the front. Come to the front, you fucking disgraceful pieces of shit, you. What a fucking embarrassment you are to our people, to our culture, to our ancestors, who fought with their freaking lives against this very same regime that you got up, got dressed with your own right and your own free will, and voted for this fucking piece of shit president that's here now. And we all, as a whole, the Hispanic community, get looped in with you all. As, oh, your people voted for him. Because you want to be white aligned so fucking badly. You know that when Christopher Columbus went to put the island of Puerto Rico, I'm talking to Boricuas right now. When he went to the island of Puerto Rico, he found the Taino people to be so warm and welcoming and giving that he went back to Spain and told the king, yo, give me 50 soldiers. I can take over the whole island. These people are giving to a fault. He went over there and captured all the natives, tortured, killed, sold, and raped. And you pieces of shit voted for the same type of motherfuckers. I'm so pissed. I can't even stop cursing. There's not even a word to describe what I think about you Latinos for Trump. There's no, because you are disgraceful beyond measure. And to get a pat on the head that you didn't even get. You're nothing more than a whore for a white man. And I'm talking to men and women alike.
Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're just joining, welcome on board. And if you haven't subscribed by now, please kindly hit on the subscribe button, kindly like and share this video with your friends. So in today's video, basically is about the Latinos wailing and crying over a rollout carpet special welcoming for the South Africans who they claim that they are refugees running from persecution of some sort, right? So, I mean, a lot of Latinos voted for Trump, and I mean, they were trying to think they were going to get a special treatment. Probably they thought he was going to, show leniency and allow them to do whatever they want to do, stay. He's not going to, deport them, so they are getting a different outcome, So these are one of the, choices people make, and they tend to be shocked when the choices are not really, aligning with what they thought would happen. So let's dive into more videos, guys.
The president has shown support for South African refugees that are coming to the United States next week. Can you talk about what these refugees are fleeing and why this is a priority for the administration?
Well, the president has actually signed an executive order on that matter. My office can get it back to you, Michael. But this group in South Africa has faced racial persecution. In fact, the government there has vowed to take away their farmland that they own. And so the president has talked significantly about this. As for further details on refugee claims and asylum claims, I would defer you to the State Department.
So some people are kind of shocked that the Trump government is giving preferential treatment to the white refugees. And they are here because they are experiencing or they've been going through racial persecution. Racial persecution? Okay, that's kind of odd. Like, so people are basically reacting. You have to have the kind of skin to be able to win some sort of welcoming here. But if you have the other skin, it means you get deported, right? Even if you have your papers, even if you've stayed in this country for years without going against the law, even if abide by the laws, and if you've worked so hard, that's still not enough. You're still gonna get deported.
So this is for all of my Latinos for Trump, which I will never forgive you for putting this man back in office, especially because your roots, he was never gonna pick you. Anyways, so remind me again how you guys were for a person that wanted to get all the people that didn't belong here or came here the wrong way. Why are we trying to fly back white South Africans? Yeah, that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to bring in some white South Africans. If you don't get the message now, like, you guys are probably the type of people that, like, your ex told you that they needed to focus on themselves, and you believe them. Like, that's the type of people that I believe you are. Because this man was never going to pick you. He was never for you. And the fact that you fell for the BS is beyond me. This was never about getting criminals out. This was about getting people like them back in and back in control. So like that whole rhetoric, it was a lie. I don't know if you've noticed, because you guys have been very quiet. I haven't seen a single Latino for Trump come out and like defend their stance, because you have no stance. They want us out. We are the target, okay? And you were complicit in getting this man back into power. But it's fine. Like, we'll have a whole therapy session about it. But yeah, it's very clear what they're trying to do. And you know what? Like, you can still like make amends, but you have to start standing up. Like, you have to start speaking up. Just like you were so loud to defend this man, like, we need you now to step up and get united with us and back our community up and step up, because it's getting more radical out here. And they're only doing it step by step. They were never going to come out like in like, you know, Star Wars Death Troopers style. No, they were going to do it piece by piece, and it's getting worse. So we need all the help that we can get, and you guys need to make this right.
The days are getting darker as the time approaches, right? You know, it's not about criminality. It's about having the right skin color. Damn.
The wildest part about the white South Africans coming to the United States is the fact that the reason why Elon Musk even said in the first place that there's a genocide happening against them is because of a land law. Listen to the caucasity. In 1913, when the British colonized South Africa, they passed legislation that restricted the property rights of the country's black majority. The Natives Land Act left the vast majority of the land under the control of the white minority and set the foundation for the forced removal of black people to poor homelands and townships in the intervening decades until the end of apartheid 3 decades ago. In 2017, a government report said that of the farmland that was in the hands of private individuals, 72% was white-owned. Mind you, they only made up 7.3% of the population. So let me get this straight. White people only make up 7.3% of the South African population, and they own 72% of the farmland because of a law that was created in 1913 by British colonizers. And in order to fix this, the South African president just signed into law a land seizure law, which is basically a law similar to the eminent domain laws here in the United States, where the government can take land and use it for the public good. And by public good and public use, think like public transportation or highways. And mind you, the law in black and white says that the land that they're trying to come after to redistribute it includes the property that's not being used, and there's no intention to either develop or make money from it, or when it poses a risk to people. The president's spokesperson said that the law may not expropriate property arbitrarily or for a purpose other than in the public interest. So literally one of 3 things is happening. 1, either Elon Musk doesn't know what a fucking genocide really is. 2, Elon Musk does understand what a genocide is and understands how catastrophic it is for the people experiencing it, so much so that he's now weaponizing it as a term to be able to gain sympathy for the white South Africans coming to the United States in order for us to justify us using our public dollars, taxpayer dollars, to be able to give them motherfucking stimulus checks when they don't fucking deserve it. Because they're not experiencing genocide. Or 3, white fragility is so fucking fragile that white people really feel that they're experiencing a fucking genocide when land that they're not even using is about to be taken by the government and redistributed for the public good in the entire country. And I'm gonna be honest with you and say there's nobody in the world with a rational mind that doesn't think that it's not 2 and 3. And by the way, Elon, if you really think that eminent domain is genocide threshold worthy, then you should really be loud as fuck on these streets for reparations for black people in the United States. Because eminent domain in the United States was literally used to create highways and interstates that bulldoze black communities in order to separate black communities from white communities. Because between 1949 and 1973, 2,532 projects were carried out in 992 cities that displaced 1 million people, 2/3 of them African American. That made blacks 5 times more likely to be displaced than they should have been. Which dramatically widened the wealth gap. So much so that in 2019, the median wealth of black households in the United States was $24,100 compared to a whopping $189,000 for white households. If you're gonna be mad all the motherfucking way.
This is basically willful ignorance, because the government has stated out the land unused, but you went ahead to gaslight it by saying you people are being going through genocide. They are being, ostracized or persecuted on their lands. Like, everything is well stated out there it's even for the betterment of every person. It's not as if the government is trying to make a profit out of it. What do you guys think?
Do you know the important differences between a Mexican migrant worker and a South African migrant worker? Let's talk about it. First, let's talk about where they come from. Did you know that Mexican people had half of their land taken by the United States? I'm amazed that people don't know this, but think of every city in the United States, Southwest, that has a Spanish name. That used to be Mexico. You know how Trump is saying he wants to take Greenland, how he wants to annex Canada? That's essentially what the United States did to much of Mexico. We have California, Wyoming, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, parts of Wyoming. I can't even remember all of them. Sometimes Mexican people like to say, we didn't cross the border crossed us. Now let's talk about where South African people come from. The people who are coming here as migrants were colonizers in South Africa. And during the apartheid system, black people had their citizenship taken away from them, and the country was run by white colonizers. Black people were sent to live in ghettos and Bantustans where they had no legal rights and lived very harsh lives without dignity until there was a revolution and apartheid was overthrown in rather recent history, I think like in the late 80s. Now that white people no longer control South Africa, many of these migrants feel that they want to live somewhere else. And Donald Trump and Elon Musk are here to welcome them. Now let's talk about benefits. You know, like free housing, food, shelter, things like that. Mexican people, Mexican workers, although we see them everywhere, picking our fruits and vegetables, working in restaurants, taking care of our elders, doing construction, doing building, the Mexican laborers have gotten zero free benefits, zero free housing, zero free food stamps, zero free Section 8, because they have been undocumented workers, working here under the radar, not because they wanted to, but because the rich people didn't want to fix the immigration system so they could pay them cheaper. But they did give many of the day laborers Social Security numbers that were not good for anything but helping them to pay taxes into the system here. So yes, they've been paying into the system but not getting any benefits. Now let's talk about the South Africans. They'll be here under refugee status, so they will be entitled to housing, food support, whatever someone on a low income level is entitled to in the state where they live, they will be entitled to it, and perhaps more. I don't know what the deal is that Donald Trump has set up for them, but they will be like the Venezuelan people that were here. The Venezuelan people also had a protected status. They were here legally because the United States had caused with sanctions, starvation, and, a humanitarian crisis in the United States' attempt to throw out a so-called socialist government the United States didn't like. So the South African immigrants will get these benefits that MAGA people like to talk a lot about. But understand, the Mexican day laborers, the Mexican migrant workers never received these benefits, but paid into the system. These are just things that, no matter what your opinion on immigration is, that I wish all American people, all United States citizens, I just wish people understood that.
People don't understand. I like the fact that he mentioned that the Latinos or the Mexicans did not cross the borders, but the border crossed them. Like, You took like half of their land where they used to occupy, right? And you still see them as illegal immigrants. It's kind of crazy, guys.
So let me get this straight. Trump banned Muslims, caged black and brown kids, and called Haiti a shithole, but somehow he's rolling out the carpet for white South Africans, who, mind you, claim they're being oppressed by the very people that they oppressed for generations. This is not refugee policy. It's plantation nostalgia dressed up as immigration reform. This entire push to rescue South African farmers is built on a narrative, not facts. Yeah, there's some violence in South Africa. Yeah, some white farmers have been attacked. But the majority of the victims, they're not white. And the attacks aren't racially targeted. They're part of a broader crime crisis. South Africa has deep issues, yes. But this ain't some ethnic cleansing of white people. This lie got amplified by conservative media, white nationalist forums, and people who think land redistribution is oppression, when really it's just justice knocking on the door. So let's be honest about what this really is. It's America offering comfort to people who feel uncomfortable with equality. That's it. Because these so-called refugees are being fast-tracked for protection. Black asylum seekers from war-torn nations are being detained, deported, and ignored. They're not being offered farms and safety. They're being offered ICE and silence. This has never been about safety. It's about whiteness being treated like it's in danger anytime it's not in power. But here's what we're not going to do. We're not going to let people run from the consequences of apartheid, land here, and act like they're victims of a woke world gone mad. No. You don't get to gentrify racial trauma across borders. You don't get to weaponize your discomfort with progress and call it persecution. And if you're feeling displaced by land reform, good, because the land wasn't yours to begin with. So if you think Trump's weak attempt to play savior gives you the green light to come over here and start disrespecting people, think again, because the rest of us, we don't play like that. Go find you something safe to do, because bringing apartheid to a new zip code is the fastest way to find out this ain't the America you thought you were walking into.
If you're wanting to know what benefits the South Africaners are getting, you can go to this website. Just Google Amerikaners and click on this. It'll take you to this page, Resettlement in America, made easy. And it walks you step by step on how to get the refugee program. Scroll through it and it has a whole bunch of questions that you might have and you can click on them. Like, how much money will I need? Strictly speaking, none. How long will I receive financial and medical support once I arrive? The majority of programs are set for 1 to 3 years for Meanwhile, in the US, we're terrorizing these types of immigrants. Maybe this is super controversial, but I'm actually not upset with them coming to the US. That's not the problem. The problem is we had Venezuelans, Cubans, Haitians who came into this country legally. Yes, legally, waiting for asylum, and we're deporting all of them. And some of them got sent to Secot. No due process. Did we forget about that? Imagine if one of these white Afrikaners got sent to Secot. The outrage! I'm just calling a spade, which you people are refusing to do. And the only reason they're letting them in is because they're white. And Elon Musk is tied into all of that. And the hypocrisy is laid out right in front of you. Brown and white. Just saying.
Gentrification and the weaponization of whiteness. People out to like open their eyes and see what they voted for. Like the Latinos, I would like to tell you that is what you voted for, or what you voted for, are you getting the outcomes of what you voted for? Because he showed you the first time, right? In his first tenure, he did the same thing. And his second tenure, even during the campaigns, he was saying it vividly that he's going to deport you. But you still went ahead and voted for him. Like, why are you all crying now? You shouldn't be crying. And I've said this severally. One thing about Trump, he's going to keep his promises. Whether you like it or not, he's going to keep his promises. And he doesn't even hide it. He doesn't even hide it one bit. He's going to say it and he's going to follow through. And you thought he was going to not look the other way. And, like, guys, come on now. My Latinos, guys, sometimes you need to just wake up and smell the coffee. You can't be naive and you think things are going to go the other way. This guy told you he was going to do what he said he was going to do and delivering on his promises, and now you guys are crying wolf. Who are you crying to? The people that warned you not to vote for him? Or because you saw that he's rolling out a red carpet special to welcome the refugees from South Africa? Come on now, guys. Please. Guys, what do you think about this? kindly drop your comments in the comment section. And before you go, please do me the honor and hit on the subscribe button if you haven't done that. Hit on the like button, share this with your friends, and also hit on notification bell so as not to miss any of my videos. Have a blessed day.
While this racist ass administration terrorizes Latinos across America, some who have been here all their life, have done the right thing, go to their appointments, to do the right things, and then be arrested at their appointments. And then some who just go to work and live their daily lives day by day, graduate from high school, go to college, not committing criminal acts, working jobs and paying taxes like everybody else. Yet this administration, their racist ass thugs, go and kidnap these people, terrorize their kids, make their kids cry, and then we're going to welcome open arms these people right here. If this ain't all out racism, I don't know what is. Sickening, man. Sickening. And I shouldn't hold no ill will toward these people because it's not their fault. And I really wouldn't have no problem with them coming here if the other side was treated the same way. But this is about what it is. Make America white. And treat Latinos who have worked in this country and paid taxes like shit. But you Latinos for Trump, you're all the biggest fucking embarrassments to your old damn selves. Look at your fucking self in the mirror. Ain't nothing white about you, pendejo. Fuck Donald Trump and fuck his racist ass supporters.